It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. And Brooklyn is where we'll be going just moments from now, as the Nets will be going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. For Philadelphia, more than solid play for them of late. 7 wins in their last 10 outings, making their mark and playing well. And the topic here, prior to tip-off, so many teams in the league going up-tempo these days. Kenny, as a player, did you like that style? I'm assuming you had to love it.
Because the one thing about playing up-tempo, Ernie, it brings you back to the roots of the game, why you started playing. If you ever go to a pickup game, you ever go to a park game, no one's stopping play and calling plays. They're going up and down. The big fella Shaq, when he first came into the league, the first thing I saw was him grab the ball coast to coast in the All-American game. That's what players want to do and people want to see.
You know, that was a great example, Kenny, but towards the end of my career and most of my career, I was honestly more of a half-court player. I was pretty fast for my size, but my strength was my biggest edge. In the half-court, barbecue chicken alert. I had to put that work in, Ernie.
That about wraps it up for here. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again later.
That's the 5th barbecue chicken alert.
It's Thursday night, and it's the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke on our sideline. Last outing for the Nets, it was a loss to the Houston Rockets. That one was real close, too. They lost by just 2 points.
You know, but they were able to hang in there for most of that game. But at the end, you know, when it matters most in terms of what I call winning time, they just could not make the plays on either end of the floor.
Yeah, I like that term, winning time. But as you said, they didn't get run over, but just couldn't convert when they needed to in the end.
So Philadelphia will get the first possession. Look at the 76ers starting group. Curry is out there with insanity. Then it's Joel Embiid. Then there's lights out, and it's Harris in at the 3 slot. And the shot is good.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it. And listen, the Nets had an up and down year on offense last season, but the one thing they always did was finish their drives. Very good at getting things to drop off the bounce. That was a strength last season.
Here's Insanity. Turned in an outstanding game against San Antonio. Dishes to Embiid. Just 5 to shoot. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Here's Monroe, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Here's lights out. Millsap grabs the miss.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Harden with it. Picked up by Harris.
Oh,
That's a beautiful jam. Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rack.
Check out the fellas. Check out his teammates over on the bench. So they are going crazy.
And so here is Philadelphia. 4-point game. Here's the screen. Curry outside. Rebound by Monroe.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
No good from Durant.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now, here is Irving. Had a tough time getting anything going against the Rockets. He was a non-factor.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Philadelphia with the ball. James Harden getting it to go from deep. To the middle. Outside for Curry. Good on the triple. Curry's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the three ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a three-point battle taking shape here.
Now here's Durant. He's coming off a 22-point game against Houston. Feeds to Millsap. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Harris. Pass to Embiid. From deep three-point range, and Harris gets it to go on the assist by Embiid.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Outside Irving. Millsap a screen. The three. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Nice physicality displayed by Monroe to set that shot up.
The 76ers trail. The pass to Embiid. Curry setting the pick for Embiid. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And looking at Joel Embiid, he has all the tools to be the game's next great center. He's raw, no doubt about that. And he'll have to overcome the injuries, but his combination of side speed, agility, practically unparalleled.
Philadelphia shooting their first free throws of the game.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
Boy, I tell you what, you can't even compare their numbers at the free throw line last season to the numbers this year. I mean, they are so much better.
The free throw drops for Embiid. Regarding Joel Embiid, what makes him even that much more unique as a young 7-footer, excellent shot mechanics and a feathery touch. In college at Kansas, he shot Greg 63% from the floor. Many of those were face-up jumpers.
And as the season wore on, he became money at the free throw line as well. Those are the kinds of unique attributes that make him an extra scary prospect.
And guys, the Sixers drafted Embiid 3rd overall despite a foot injury that would keep him out all of his rookie season. Came to the Sixers with a back issue out of Kansas. Of course, they knew all this going in.
And Kevin, the Sixers have made an art here lately of drafting players who aren't immediately eligible to play. 2 years ago it was Nerlens Noel who sat out the season with a knee injury. Last year it was Dario Saric who played overseas, and now Embiid.
Embiid the screen. There's the screen. Insanity, the pass to Embiid. Fades and shoots. No luck. So Brooklyn will take it the other way.
Well, regarding Joel Embiid, the foot was not his only injury when he entered the draft. In his one season at Kansas, he battled both back and knee injury. Obviously, though he's very young, his durability is of some concern.
Now here's Curry. Greg Monroe unable to get his shot to go. Lights out and misses it off the right side of the rim. Right side, Irving. The basket drops and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
And talking about Joel Embiid, there are some who feel the Sixers targeted guys in the draft last year who couldn't help them win games. One wonders at what point does it become anti-competitive.
Free throw, good, Irving. Here's Insanity. Looking for his first basket still in this one. He dishes it to Embiid. He feeds it to Harris. Knocks it loose. Oh, and here we go with Durant. Nobody back. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one.
Now here's Embiid. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against San Antonio. Curry kicks to Embiid to stop the run, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry. And, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you played, and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Well, clearly the 76ers were the youngest team in the league last season, and with all the draft picks they've stockpiled, they'll be the youngest team for a while, it seems. But if the youth can grow and develop, they could also be a force in a few years, too.
Here is Harden. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Houston.
And a gigantic game for him at the free throw line. He was an instigator, drawing a ton of contact and really just hunting for the whistle.
Now, here is Irving. 6-point lead. That's good. Irving's got 7 points in the game. To give you an idea of how young this 76er team is, at one point last season, Greg, Tim Duncan had more seasons played in the NBA than the entire active roster of the 76ers.
That's hard to fathom. I mean, we all know there's this youth movement going on in Philadelphia, but they still need some veterans in that locker room. Very hard for the young players to lead.
Now here's Durant. Great numbers on a nightly basis as he averages over 24 points a game.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Outside for Curry. And the 76ers get it back. And he jams it with authority.
And great effort on the boards, and what a move that was, Gary. You just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pump.
Here's Insanity, guarded by Harden. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Griffin comes in for Paul Millsap. And Harris subbed in for James Harden. And the 76ers will go for a different look here. Okafor's checked in. Landry comes in for lights out. Al-Farouq Aminu. He's checked in for Tobias Harris. And it's C.J. Miles in for Insanity. That's good. Here's Irving. He has 7. Passes to Durant. Griffin against Landry. Fades back. A nice shot by Griffin. And the Nets lead by 6.
Kevin, gorgeous fadeaway there. I mean, that's one way to beat some tight defense.
Curry dishes to Landry. Picked by Okafor. Landry kicks to Curry. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. 6 on the shot clock. 3-pointer. And he gets it to go. Curry's got his second bucket of the night.
And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
Well, I don't doubt it, Greg. We're going to have an entertaining game of basketball here today. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's the case.
The 15-footer. Another miss by Curry.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Now, here is Monroe. His last outing, 16 points for him. Screen by Monroe. Durant kicks to Harris. The three-pointer, no good. The 76ers trail by 3.
And guys, the Spurs coaching tree extends pretty far these days. Coach Brett Brown, another former member of the Spurs staff, to be leading an NBA team.
Now here's Okafor. Tries it from 9. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Here's Irving. He has 7. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's on Jahlil Okafor. Well, Greg, for Brett Brown and the Spurs connection, he was an assistant in San Antonio for 7 years, was really indoctrinated in how the Spurs conducted business, Clark, before coming to the 76ers.
Yeah, he's got an interesting accent, too, a mix of Boston Australian from where he grew up and where he spent a lot of time, but no doubting his passion and his coaching ability. He's good in both.
He was actually a head coach for Australia for a while in international play. And that one falls for Irving.
And for Kyrie Irving, it had been a long time coming. Last season, he finally played in his first postseason with the Cavs. And up until the unfortunate injury, he certainly made the most of it.
Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Greg Monroe. He's off on the second. And think again about the playoffs last year, Clark. They weren't all sunshine and roses for Irving. He had to play through a tough leg injury in the conference semifinals, and, of course, the injury in the finals, the fractured kneecap, and he was gone.
Yeah, that was really painful to watch, seeing him go out for the rest of the playoffs with that fractured kneecap, a freak injury, but he'll grow from it and be better.
Johnson, offensive rebound. On the wing, Harris. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Irving kicks to Johnson. This one for 3. And another shot. Good as the jump shot falls.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
The 76ers trail by 4. Curry passes to Okafor. 1:16 left here in the first quarter. 6 to shoot. Here's Aminu. And the 76ers get it back. Nets leading by 4. And here's the fast break. Durant leading the way.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here's Curry. 8 points his last outing. Landry kicks to Aminu. Back to Landry. The dish to Curry. Landry, a screen on Irving. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Pass to Johnson. Inside. Here's Griffin. And the layup's good off the glass. And now it's an 8-point Nets lead.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Miles, that's good. Durant dishes to Johnson. Second chance shot, and Durant finishes inside. Durant's got 6.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Nets lead by 7. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And Kevin Durant, always in the gym, always working to improve. We asked him where that inspiration and passion originated. Year-by-year improvements until he became the best player in the league and won an MVP. Now, the challenge, Greg, is to get back to that level after the injuries. Obviously, I think we all feel it is possible for him.
And you're absolutely right, Kevin. I mean, he's definitely proven in terms of the talent, the skill, and athleticism. What we find out now after dealing with the adversity is, does he have the heart and drive and that competitive spirit to be considered still among the very best?
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And Brooklyn looking who they've got. Paul Millsap out there with Griffin. Then it's Johnson, then it's Mills, and it's Harden in at the 2 spot. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Nets?
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
Yeah, also, though, they've done a good job of pounding the offensive glass for second chance points.
That one is off.
And last year, the Nets would end right in the middle of the pack in that Atlantic division. Many thought they could try and win it outright, but that slow start to the year didn't make that much of a possibility.
And the second free throw, good. As you said, the Nets ended third in the Atlantic. They did have a good divisional record, Clark, going 10-6 against the rest of their division.
And, you know, everybody thought the Atlantic would be the weakest division, but that was disproved, sending 3 teams to the playoffs, the Nets being that third team. Really not a bad showing, given how tough that division ended up being.
Now Embiid, he drains the turnaround jump shot. Embiid's got 5.
Picture perfect with the turnaround. There's no stopping that shot.
Here's Johnson. Rebound by the 76ers. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
A division battle. These two squads play each other 4 times this season.
Time to get familiar, and these games always count double. I mean, not just league standings, but division standings at stake as well.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Philadelphia shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. First one falls for him. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and they're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
The Nets making a switch here. Monroe's checked in. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
And with the 76ers, it's not just on the floor that they have stifled the progress. That they've taken 2 top picks knowing they would sit out a full year just to rehab injury.
And the shot is good from Johnson.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that.
The 76ers trail by 4. There's the feed to Curry. Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Embiid the screen. Here's Harris. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Harris has got 8 points.
You know, one thing few people talk about with the Sixers, this plan of building through the draft and with young players, what if it actually works to their benefit? Then it would become a copycat strategy, because we know in the NBA it's a herd mentality if something works.
The Nets have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. And it comes off the front of the rim. Philadelphia's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Lights out passes to Insanity. Harris kicks to Embiid. And it's good. Pop through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line.
Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
And the free throw, no good. Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly, but last season they were put up for sale, surprisingly to some, Clark, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
And look, Joe Johnson last season, not his best statistically, but boy, did he show some heart. I mean, he was one of the catalysts for Brooklyn making the playoffs, especially when Brook Lopez returned healthy and the two could play off of one another.
And that one falls for Johnson. Talking about Joe Johnson, I'm not going to lie, last year wasn't one of his best statistically, Clark. His shooting accuracy was on the low end. His turnover numbers were high. It wasn't very pretty.
But for Joe, Kevin, I don't think it was about the numbers last year. It was about wanting to compete and to win. And he's developed a champion's will over the years, and I would like to see him finally achieve his goal of maybe winning the championship. I think he deserves it. He's been consistent, he's been solid, and now you see some maturation with him as well.
Mills with it, picked up by Harris. Mills dishes to Harden. Kicks to Monroe. The shot from the low post is good. Monroe's got his second bucket of the night. The 76ers trail by 5. Lights out, passes to Embiid. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented, for plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that wall.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
Nets leading by 3. Harden kicks to Johnson. Millsap left side. Harris against Johnson. To the wing right side. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Mills. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And guys, every time we think Patty Mills is going to take the next step in his development, he takes a step back. Last season, he shot career lows from the field and behind the arc after having one of his best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately for me, I don't have any.
That one misses. Back to Mills. The Spurs could have used his contributions last year. Parker was hobbled. Corey Joseph was still learning. Mills didn't put together consistent efforts and ended up losing minutes, Clark, because of it.
Yeah, you know, Mills had the opportunity to make an impact for a championship contender. That chance doesn't come very often. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the most of it.
That's as good as it gets right there. Beautiful reverse layup in traffic.
Johnson outside. He kicks to Monroe. Dishes it to Millsap. Back to Monroe. And again, no good by Brooklyn. The 76ers have gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Johnson dishes to Embiid. Puts up the baby hook. Again, Philadelphia.
And started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Johnson, the pass to Harden. Feeds it to Mills. Pass to Johnson. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Millsap a screen on Johnson. In the corner, Harden, and the pass to Johnson. He took good advantage of that screen. Johnson's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Johnson outside. Here's Insanity. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. Here's Embiid. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Threw it down with authority.
Oh, he can really fly. And you combine that, Clark, with some of the nice penetration, too, and you've got an easy 2 points.
And able to just play well above the rim. I mean, that makes this guy so dangerous when he's in the game.
Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession. Let's take this moment to bring you a leaderboard featuring a very well-rounded group, the top rebounding small forwards in the NBA the last 10 games. Well, you look at lights out, no doubt one of the most efficient rebounders in the game. And, of course, Kevin Durant, a little bit ahead of him.
And maybe they're not the biggest or strongest players in the front court, but that hasn't limited their ability to get in there and mix it up and come up with a lot of rebounds night in and night out.
I think you've got to look at their athleticism. I mean, they make up for all the size and bulk they may give away to the post specialists. And really, that's how they're able to compete in there. Athleticism gives them an edge.
Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against the San Antonio Spurs.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at it.
Harden outside. He dishes it to Johnson. Jumper off the screen. It's hauled in by Harris.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Avanti. It's good from long range. The Insanity's got 5 points now this quarter.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They've got to get more intense.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Harris against Johnson. Lays it up and banks it in. Johnson's got 9.
Bad time for these defenders to be standing around watching. Not while the ball's in his hands.
And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Griffin's checked in for Millsap. Durant comes in for Joe Johnson. Harris is checked in for James Harden. And Irving subbed in for Patty Mills. Johnson the screen. Here is Miles. He's covered by Irving. And Miles kicks to Okafor. The jump hook. The shot will not go. Good work defensively by Monroe. Clark, when you take a look at Joe Johnson, and if you were on a good team, a team that was contending for a championship, where ideally would you like him to be? Where would you slot him?
I put him in that first or second scoring role because he's so good and scores so effortlessly. And at some point, I think he's going to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy.
And Miles kicks to Okafor. He feeds it to Johnson. Landry with a screen for Johnson. Landry with the screen. Here's Aminu. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
They've had a strong game on that front, Clark, no doubt about it.
And it's Harris off the drive. And it's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Curry's checked in for Johnson. On its way from Irving for 2. Out to Harris. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside, and then the nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
Curry kicks to Miles. And here's Aminu looking for his first basket still in this one. Landry with a screen for Okafor. 5 on the clock. Here's Curry. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
It's Durant with the drive.
You know, it's interesting. It really had been mostly a cordial relationship between Durant and the media up until last season. And then at the All-Star break, I mean, he had some biting remarks.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That's good from Durant. The 76ers didn't lie to themselves about last season, Greg. They knew they weren't going to be in the playoffs. They spent a lot of time last season developing their young players.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, the 3rd straight year the Sixers would miss the playoffs. But as you said, Kevin, they knew what the season had in store. The key was, could they keep those young guys focused on growth and experience and not get caught up in the fact that they struggled to win games?
Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
Curry dishes to Okafor. Landry against Griffin. Okafor in the post. Shoots it. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Okafor's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And it's clear for the Sixers, the plan has been to continue to add good young players. Eventually, I think they'll be a force in the East. There's no guarantee, but they've got a plan and they're sticking to it.
A lot of teams that win a title often have a former #1 pick leading the way, or at least a top 3 NBA draft pick as their leader. So the 76ers are trying a shotgun approach to that, trying to get as many top 3 picks as they can, hoping one turns into the next superstar.
Well, what a season for Kyrie Irving last year. Huge moments for him. A 57-point outburst against San Antonio. That was a new franchise record for the Cavs.
I think a lot of it was finally being able to play with other All-Stars, quite honestly, Kevin, but you can't discount the work Irving put into the offseason to be ready for the regular season.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And for Irving, he did come into last year hot. I mean, he won the MVP in international play while with Team USA.
Landry kicks to Curry. Passes it to Okafor. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Okafor's got 4 points this quarter. The Nets with the lead.
And for Kyrie, taking home the MVP in a Team USA tourney like that, it's a huge ego boost. I mean, of all the stars on that team, he shined the brightest. And I think that's going to help his confidence for this year.
Curry passes to Miles. Okafor dishes to Curry. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Monroe against Landry. Landry with a screen for Curry. That doesn't go on the chance to tie.
And you know what? He's just not winning this game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
A second chance effort, and he nails the jumper. 16 points for Kyrie Irving.
What do you do with that guy? With his handles, he abuses defenders.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Landry with a screen for Okafor. Picked by Okafor. Curry outside, and he gets the bucket. Curry's got 5 points in the quarter.
It's first triple of the second quarter, third of the game.
Irving kicks to Griffin. 14 feet away. The shot is off. Miles can't hit. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. It's the Nets leading by just 2. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, I've got Joe, and you started out with a great first half and seemed to have that extra boost in your game tonight. Did you feel you needed to take on a bigger role?
I'm just trying to be more assertive, man, on both ends of the court. You know, I think everybody has to step up, so I'm just trying to do my part.
An assertive Joe is an effective Joe. Thank you. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. What a game it's been for Kyrie Irving. He had 16 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. He put last game's performance behind him, doing some nice work in the opening period tonight. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, one place they had the edge was on the offensive boards. They converted those extra possessions into points. Nothing is more demoralizing to a defense than forcing a miss and then giving up a second attempt. The offensive glass is going to pay big dividends for them.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philadelphia?
They haven't gotten to the line enough, and I think that's an area they can improve. They need to be more aggressive. Right now they're hanging there, but this could change in the second half. They need to challenge defenders and try to control the momentum and get to the foul line a little bit more.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.